It begins in darkness, not the kind of darkness that comes when the sun goes down, not the kind of darkness you escape by flipping a switch. This darkness is heavier. It breathes. It presses. It surrounds. And in that darkness, you wake up. At first, you don't move. You listen. There is silence, but not peace. The kind of silence that feels alive. The kind of silence that waits. You open your eyes, and there it is. A cage. The bars rise high above your head, cold and unbreakable. The ground beneath you is stone. The air smells like rust and sorrow. And your heart begins to pound with the one question that eats at your soul. Why am I here? You grip the bars. They are strong, harder than iron, colder than ice. You push. You pull. You scream. But the cage does not move. It is merciless. It does not care about your strength. It does not care about your tears. It only surrounds you. And as the hours crawl into days, and the days bleed into years, a truth begins to whisper in your mind. There is no way out. You see, at first you fight. Every soul fights in the beginning. You tell yourself, this is temporary. I will break free. You slam your fists. You claw at the bars until your hands bleed. You scream so loud your throat burns raw, but the cage does not break. The cage does not answer. The cage only watches. And so the fight begins to fade. Hope begins to crumble. The fire inside begins to dim. And slowly you begin to accept the lie. Maybe this is my life. Maybe I was meant to be here. Maybe there is no escape. Now listen carefully. This is not just a cage of metal. This is the cage of fear. The cage of hesitation. The cage of excuses. These bars are not forged from steel. They are forged from every time you whispered, tomorrow, later, I'm not ready yet. Every moment you stayed silent when you should have spoken. Every step you refused to take because fear whispered, don't. Every dream you buried because doubt told you, you can't. And piece by piece, bar by bar, the cage was built, not around your body, but around your soul. Think about it. How many times have you felt it? The invisible chains on your arms, the heavy bars pressing against your chest, the walls closing in, not because they are real, but because you believe they are. The world never locked you up. Fear did. Doubt did. Silence did. And now you sit in the cage watching life move on without you. You see others walk free. You see others climb mountains, cross oceans, shatter their own chains. And the thought stabs you like a blade. Why not me? The cage whispers back. Because the cage always whispers. It tells you, you are too weak. You are too late. You are not enough. And the more you listen, the tighter the bars feel. The heavier the chains grow, the more impossible freedom seems. And so most souls stay inside the cage, not because the bars are unbreakable, but because they believe they are. But here is the secret, the part no one ever told you. The cage was never locked. There is no key. There is no door. There is no lock. The cage exists only as long as you obey it. The bars remain only as long as you believe in them. And the moment you move, the moment you step forward, the moment you defy the whisper of fear, the bars dissolve, the cage collapses, and you realize you were never truly imprisoned. This is the truth that changes everything. Fear is not your jailer. Doubt is not your master. Hesitation is not your destiny. They are shadows, and shadows vanish the moment you walk into the light. Picture this. The stick figure sits in silence, head lowered, tears carving paths down its face. Its hands grip invisible chains. Its body trembles with the weight of years wasted. And the cage rises around it, endless, merciless. But then something changes. A thought. A choice. A decision. The figure rises. Slowly, painfully. Its legs are weak. Its voice is shaking. But it moves. And the moment it takes a single step forward, the bars flicker. The cage trembles. And like smoke in the wind, the prison dissolves into nothingness. Because the cage was never real. It was only fear. Now think of your own life. How many dreams have you locked away inside the cage of not yet? How many chances have you chained behind the bars of I can't? How many times have you sat on the cold floor of hesitation while life passed you by? And all this time the door was never locked. All this time the key was never missing. All this time the only thing that kept you inside was you. But hear me. This is not the end of your story. This is not the final chapter. This is not where it finishes. The cage does not define you. Fear does not own you. Doubt does not write your destiny. Every step you take in courage shatters the illusion. Every act of faith burns the bars into ash. Every moment of discipline tears down the prison walls. And slowly, painfully, but surely, you walk free. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not wait for perfect. Do not wait for the world to hand you the key. Because the cage has no key. The cage has no lock. The cage has no power unless you give it. So rise, stand, move, now, and watch as the prison vanishes before your eyes. One day your story will be told. One day your book will be read. And the question will echo, did you stay in the cage that never truly existed? Or did you step forward, break the illusion, and live free? The choice has always been yours. It still is, because the cage with no key was never meant to hold you. It was only meant to test you. And now it is time to walk free.